Okay, everybody, here we go. We've got 20 seconds, 25 seconds to air with the B bumper, we call it. That's the video. And at the end of the video, you're going to wild applause. Thank you. Here we go. Commodores, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for evening colors.
Attention on deck. Will everyone please stand for the evening colors ceremony at Balboa Yacht Club? Gentlemen, please remove your caps.
Tyler Wolk flying the drone to give everybody, we've got lots of people watching live around the world. And we welcome all of you to the Balboa Yacht Club, the 2026 Governor's Cup, the oldest and most prestigious International Youth Match Racing Championship, hosted annually by BYC in this beautiful facility, for which we're all very lucky, whether you're visiting sailors or those of us who are members, as we survey the scene here as the sun sets to the west. That's a northerly shot. Nice, Tyler. Thank you. Now we're going to do something special. We're going to see if anybody needs a haircut here in the tent. Go ahead, Tyler. He's going to fly us around right into the back of the tent. You guys here up close in the back, better duck down here. I'm teasing. We're not going to do that. Okay, very nicely done. Thank you, Tyler. Thanks, everybody. Commodores, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2026 Balboa Yacht Club Commodore, Keith Duarte.
So this is an honor. This is Balboa Yacht Club's premier prestigious event, and this is an event that comes together every year because of several people. And if you look around, you're one of them. What I want to do is I want to take an opportunity to introduce just a couple of people. I joined Balboa Yacht Club back in 1982. I sailed in Governor's Cup in 1984 and 1985. I didn't hear that. I was blessed to sail in the Governor's Cup, and it really is an event in terms of fleet racing and learning how to sail in match racing and honing your skills and becoming a good sailor. And there are individuals that have stood behind this and made this happen every year. We have a steering committee. Andy Rose, many of you know Andy Rose. You'll see him a lot tonight, but Andy Rose is on that steering committee. Staff Commodore Tom Purcell on that steering committee. Don Becker on that steering committee. Rear Commodore Christine Gribben. I mention these names because these are the people that are why we're here today. So I want to thank each of you for doing what you do that brings us together. And there's a lot more effort that goes in beyond that. There are people that are on the water, there are people that are on the land. And so right now, what I would like to do is anyone that is participating in this event that is a volunteer that works on the land, please stand up. There's none of you? Stand up, come on. Any one of you, part of Balboa Yacht Club working on the land. All right, any of you that work on the water, come on, bosuns, you guys stand up too. Any of you on the water, we've got race committee. If you look around you, sailors, these are the individuals that make this happen for you. Thank you. There are umpires that are here. These umpires, we have 14 umpires representing 7 different countries. Would you please stand? Thank you. This event couldn't happen without you. And then there's another group of individuals that are here that we really wouldn't be here without them, and that is the sailors. Can I get every one of the teams to stand up? And let's give them a round of applause. Can I get your host families to stand up with you? Are your host families here? There we go. On behalf of the Balboa Yacht Club, I would like to welcome all of you to Balboa Yacht Club for the next week. This is the most phenomenal racing that happens internationally, international youth racing, and we are glad to see you all here. It is my pleasure to introduce an individual's name that you have heard 2 times already tonight, and you're going to hear a lot more. This is our Rear Commodore, Christine Gribben. She is the individual who has run this event from start to finish for the last 20 years? We won't say how many. We're here because of Christine. Christine Gribben, please come up.
Thank you, Commodore. Well, welcome. Now I have to follow him. This is going to be fun. If any of you know me, you know I'm a numbers girl. I like numbers, I like budgets, and I'm really good at it. So here are a couple of facts. We have 350 logos printed or embroidered on paraphernalia here that the skippers get, that the umpires get, the bosuns get, etc. There are 150 volunteers, friends, and family who are participating in putting this regatta on. 21 housing hosts, 3 photographers averaging 6,000 pictures a day, 6 countries representing competitors, 7 countries representing the umpires. We have 20 plus on the Gov Cup TV staff, which are producing this. We have 40 Amazon boxes that arrived at my house that are now spread around here. We have 50 sponsors, a record. The last record was 44. This year we have 50. I want to point out a couple of them. Terry Cossey and his Call of the Sea Foundation, the Crowell family, the Callens family, and the Hyatt Newporter. We have Principal Race Officer Don Becker. Chief Umpire Patrick Burks from US. And his 14 umpires. I'm going to call your name really quick. If you want to stand, you may. If I mispronounce your name, I am very sorry. Patrick Burks, Damian Boldyroux, Liz Bayless, John Bush, Nick Devereaux, Sam Hahn, Kohi Imizu, Katie Maxim, Philippe Mizard, Roger Purdy, Lance Smotherman, Vicky Sidaro, Jules Tronquette, and Charlie Welsh. And of course, the staff here at the Balboa Yacht Club is absolutely phenomenal. Led by our general manager, Russell Miller, Sarah Placeras, in charge of the food and decorations that you see. Chef Denny, amazing food this evening. Brian Marshall, our dock and facilities manager, and of course, Becky Lenhart, our sailing director. And then there's Kevin. How many of you have met Kevin? He talks to everybody. You've met Kevin, right? Kevin is my husband. Amazing, amazing person. He actually has learned sailing lingo. He's a pilot. And now, we're going to get this show on the road. I would like to introduce Andy Rose, two-time winner of the Governor's Cup, America's Cup tactician, skipper and winner of the Congressional's Cup, many, many more. I can go on and on, but this is not Andy tonight. This is all about our competitors and our teams. So it was my pleasure to introduce Andy, who's responsible for all those programs you see. It was an amazing job. Took over 100 hours, right? Thank you.
I would have been quite happy for her to go on and on, but oh well. Welcome, everybody. Tom Eamon said the light right up there is much better this year. It's not. So I said, I feel like I'm at a police station about to get my picture taken. Okay. A lot of the teams know what we do here. I'm going to be on my best behavior. You'll be unhappy to note. We're going to start with Sienna Nichols and Peter Hurley. Yeah, let me know when you're here. I can't see a thing. All right. Is that the right order? Stage manager? Are they on the right sides? Yes, excellent. Okay. Well, we wrote a press release about 3 or 4 weeks ago, which went out to our list worldwide, and I said this is going to be a little bit unusual, this Governor's Cup. In the last 5 years, Cole Tapper and Jeffrey Peterson have won 2 each, and Jeffrey got second in one of them that he did not win. So they've sort of dominated this, and it was fairly easy to pick favorites. That's no longer true because they are now ancient. They have turned 23 and can no longer walk without a walker. So we have some interesting rivalries, though, and I think more so than usual, and this is one of them. The United States Youth Match Racing Championship for the Rose Cup, which I did not name after myself. That's the full name. Sienna has gotten second twice this year. And Peter is the Rose Cup champion this year. So I thought it might be fun to get both of you up here. They sailed in Oyster Bay for the Rose Cup. We'll introduce the crews in a second, but just so you know the context here. As my great friend Gary Jobson, who was an America's Cup winning tactician against me, but said, he told me, long ago, he said, I have a pact with myself. I never sail on Long Island Sound between Memorial and Labor Days. And that's sort of true. It wasn't much wind. I'd like to hear sort of, let's start with you, Sienna. What, I understand there were lots of shifts and puffs coming. Just give us a little, put us on Oyster Bay.
Okay.
Introduce your crew first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sienna Nichols. I'm from BYC, and then.
Hi, I'm Maddie, and I'm on Maine.
I'm Eddie, I'm on bow.
And I'm Kai, and I'm on jib.
I would note that this is Sienna's regular crew, and as we've noticed in the records over the last few years, regular crews tend to do very well, just because you know each other. I want you to talk about that in a minute, but first, put us on the water in Oyster Bay.
Yeah, it was definitely, it was a long and challenging regatta, but the first 2 days were practice. We had a good win on the practice day, of course, and then the second the racing started, it died. And I think the first day of racing, we got like 1 or 2 races off, maybe like not even. And then the second day, we just floated around, talked, listened to music, went on land, just sat around some more, ordered some pizza. And then the third day is when all the racing happened. So wind filled in from, I don't even know what direction, some direction. And then, we got almost all the racing off that day, everything but one race at the end of the round robin. But yeah, it was super shifty, super puffy, but it was good racing overall, tight. Race committee did a good job of, getting races off, because it was definitely difficult, but yeah.
All right. Peter, your version of that.
Should I introduce my crew first? My name's Peter. I'm here representing New Bedford Yacht Club, and I'm the driver.
Hey everyone, I'm Dylan. I'll be trimming for Peter.
I'm Michael, and I'm on the bow.
All right, I should note that Peter has a ringer here. Dylan is last year's Rose Cup champion. So the 2 Rose Cup champions are going to sail together. First, describe Oyster Bay, and then I'm going to ask you how you possibly do that with 2. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Sienna said it pretty well. Practice days was beautiful racing, which is not very common on Long Island Sound in the summer. And then I think each day we dropped our anchor out of the sonar because it was that light and that much current. And we did use the mainsail as a tent to get out of the rain. So pristine racing in Oyster Bay. Hopefully Newport Beach will be a little better. We'll see.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope. You said the practice days were actually, there was some breeze. I sailed years ago in the 6-meter World Championship in Switzerland on the Bodensee, the Lake of Constance. And there was a friend of mine from North Sails in Geneva that was there, and we had nice breeze in the practice day, and he said afterwards, he says, Andy, there are 2 good days of sailing on the Bodensee. You have had 1. Words were never spoke. You have to have 5 races of a certain length. We spent 17 days and never had a Worlds. Anyway, so it can be worse. Sienna, talk about having the same crew.
Yeah, it's like really, obviously it's kind of crazy to me that we've all grown up together and like started match racing together, and we're here today still. But yeah, it's super awesome because it makes me think much less. I mean, I don't think a lot anyway, but when I do try to think, it makes it a lot easier, because I mean, I just like trust them to do everything. They're basically like, whatever I'm thinking in my head, they're already doing it one step ahead. And it's really nice to have, like, obviously great teammates, but also great friends beside me. So yeah.
Are they, are anybody in particular, are they all sort of helping? Do they see something and tell you about it? Or how does that work? Or is one person doing more of that? Or
No, I think over like the course of the whole race, it's definitely even. I think it's certain parts of the race, like the start, upwind, downwind. Like obviously, some people have like different roles and like have louder voices at some points. But over the course of the whole race, I think everyone helps evenly, and it's helpful to me. So yeah.
Great. Well, it's exciting to see everybody back. I should note that Sienna, this is her 3rd Governor's Cup, and she started at 15. And she didn't have a great race then, as a similar thing. Marius Vestron, until you'll meet in a minute, he said, well, I was in the top 10, and there were 10 boats. But, well, Sienna was in her first one, was in the top 12, and there were 12 boats. But you got 6th last year, is that right?
7th.
7th? That's a pretty big move. Think about that. 7th, if she makes another 5 boat jump, then there you are in the finals. So Good luck.
Thank you.
Peter, so how are you and Dylan going to work together? Because, he thinks he's pretty good, so.
Dylan and I have a long friendship together. It started maybe 12 hours ago when we first met. Our chemistry's pretty down after the practice day, so not much to worry about there. When I was building this team out, it's a different team than I had from the Rose Cup.
Right.
I wanted to grab two sailors who were, good, competent, and just casual and like to go sailing and are ready to just go have fun. So I found Dylan and Mikey, and here we are.
Right. Well, Dylan is at my alma mater and member of the sailing team there and has done very well. And just be nice to him, just, no, don't do that. Oh my God. We don't want any of that.
I'll try my best.
Yeah. Michael, tell us your story. Where are you from and what have you been sailing?
I'm also from Newport Beach. I'm from right here. Member of Newport Harbor Yacht Club. So a lot of keelboats. I've done a lot of sailing with Dylan, match racing, and now we're here with Peter.
Okay. So you got his whole crew pretty much from last year, huh? That's pretty smart. All right. Well, thank you both and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Theo Westerland and Victor Melchior. Hello. See you. How are you? Good evening. Switch around.
Gotta switch. Good to see you, boys.
Come on stage, man.
Hey, man.
You gotta do better than that.
Meet you.
Hello. All right. Well, here we have the contestants for the Scandinavian Championship in the Rose Cup from Sweden and from Denmark. Both are veterans of the Governor's Cup. So first, Theo, why don't you introduce your crew?
First of all, I'm Theo, and with me here we have... I'm Charlie Allen, and I trim the main and the spinnaker.
And I'm Sam Rosenbaum, and I'm doing the bow.
Those are some terrific Swedish accents. Are these part of your College of Charleston group?
Yeah, I did find them there, actually. Charlie and I sailed college nationals together last year, and Sam, we did figure cup together. Figure cup together this year.
All right.
So, yeah.
Well, there's a little different than figure cup. A few less people.
Yeah.
But that's okay. All right. Victor, welcome back.
Thank you.
It's good to
Thank
see
you.
you. Introduce your crew.
Yeah, so first of all, I'm Victor. I'm the driver of the boat. And this is...
And I'm Simon, and I'm on the jib and the spinnaker.
And I'm Mikkel, and I'm on the bow.
Those are some great United States accents. So, what's been with both of you? What's been going on for the last year since the Governor's Cup? What have you done that's give us your best, couple things that you did that you really liked besides going to your? You have a home in Lake Garda, or?
I do, yeah. That's true, yeah.
Yeah, well, we know where he was. I've seen some of the pictures. It's pretty awesome. So, what have you been sailing in, and what do you want to accomplish here?
Yeah, so basically I've continued to do some match racing. I've also got into the college type of sailing, some like 420s and FJ sailing. But yeah, I've done like a few events, did some college, the college nationals and the figure cup, and I did an event actually. Sam came down to live with me in Sweden. We did the qualifier for Marstrand. Unfortunately, we didn't make it, but he was there. So, like all types of sailing.
If you're like the Australians that have gone over there, Sam Gilmore and various others, they never come back. So, yeah, there you go. And you, what have you been up to for the last year?
Yeah, so it's no secret that last year we weren't super happy with our result. So ever since we just got hungry on practicing and trying to learn more with match racing. So ever since we've done lots of training, and yeah, I quitted more or less my dinky career to move on the match racing. Yeah.
Great. It's a little different than what you also sailed, the Wasp. The
It's-
Wasp is
it's
a one person foiling dinghy, which is pretty exciting to see. A little different than these boats.
Yeah, I would say first of all, just you're not alone, and everything here is much slower than I'm used to. We go upwards of 25 knots, so obviously it's a bit different. Yeah.
I want to bring Theo's brother Marius up to the stage to try to add a little humor to this. Marius sailed in the Governor's Cup a number of times and did a great job. But we enjoyed Marius. Tom Eamon and I did the Road to the Gov Cup on his Sailing Illustrated program, and Marius was awesome. He said, "Well, you got to sort of get up there and do something. Do you play the guitar?" And he said, "No, but I will learn in 2 weeks." He also said he didn't do very well. He was in the top 10 the first year, and your dad and mom came, and I asked Marius the next year if they were coming, and he said, "No, they're not." He said, "Because they didn't know I had become good." Where is Marius? As I said, I can't see a thing. So.
I hope to be their coach on Saturday when I'll be here, and I hope they're still in the game in the final, and I will scream very loudly from the commentator boat. So I hope they hear some live coaching out there in the finals.
We have in the U.S. college football, Kirk Herbstreit is the premier reporter, and they do a morning show, and then he always, if he is going to call the game, he doesn't pick a side. He doesn't pick, but evidently you don't believe that.
Well, I always tell the boys that, looking up the course, I think the left isn't so bad. And when I'm looking up the course, the right isn't bad either, but probably the middle is quite a safe play as well. So, I really like to get in there and help them build the strategy before the race. That's where I really come in and shine, I think, for these boys.
I'm looking forward to having you on the boat on Saturday. I should say Marius is here practicing in the 49er with the goal of the Olympics in 28 in Los Angeles. So,
and because you invited me here, of course, Andy, I wouldn't sail the 49er campaigning for LA unless I knew that some training would, overlap with the Governor's Cup, so I could come here and
you're
enjoy.
a good man, Marius. Yeah. Marius, you want to ask Victor anything?
Well, Victor, you have anything else happen this last year you think will improve your performance back home? Are you a single man up here looking for some company, or are you all settled back in Denmark? I know there's a lot of people, at least around my table, been wondering about your status.
That's an incredible question. Yeah, so also something else I've done the last year, I've been watching Marius' 49er career, following the results, following the racing, and I mean, you're gonna make the Olympics, man. It's a great job. Give him a hand. Give him a hand.
All right. All right.
I don't know if it was he saying.
Well, you'll be sailing against likely be sailing against another Governor's Cup, a two-time winner from San Diego, Devin Snow, and this should be quite an Olympics. I must say this is going to be exciting because we know a lot of the people. So. Why don't you stay up here, Marius, and the rest of you can go, and thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. Andre Dessau and James Hayhoe. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Joe Cool with his sunglasses. Introduce your crew, James.
First of all, I'd just like to say thank you to Jill, who's been hosting our team in a lovely house this week. We felt very welcome so far, so thank you.
You know, James, you're 22, so this is your first and last year. Normally, we see the 19 and 20-year-olds saying that a lot, you know, so.
Well, you can ask my opinion on the boats, because you know I can be honest. I don't need to fight it out. So I'm James Hayho. I hold the third extension and get told to hike harder by my crew. So.
Hi, I'm also James. I'm James Hopkins, and I do the main, and I'm on the bow.
My name's Jamison. I trim the jib and the kite and tell James to hike harder.
My great friend, the late Jim Hardy, Sir James Hardy, was also a member of the Royal Sydney Yacht Squadron. And so I asked these guys, I said, is there anybody at the squadron not named James? And Jameson said, well, yeah, you can just call me James instead of Jameson. So that must be fun on the boat. James, Jesus. Everybody reacts. Okay. Well, there you go. Sorry. Introduce your crew.
So my name is Andre. I hold a stick.
My name's Tusker, and I'm on the pointy end.
My name's Luca, and I pull ropes.
Andy, we came prepared. We came prepared tonight. And before we go any further, we'd like to thank our hosts, the Killians. They've been very graciously accepting us into their house, and we're very grateful for them doing that.
Yeah, you were sort of prepared there. Your background, you're a two-time now intercollegiate champion in Canada. Yeah. And it sounded like you have a pretty neat job with the West Vancouver, or with the Intercollegiate Association, and you're helping with teaching and that kind of thing, I believe.
Yeah. So Canadian Collegiate Sailing is low-key, casual, run by sailors for sailors. So I was like, I'll get involved. Why not? And so we're involved, and we're having fun. And yeah, it's fun racing. I wouldn't say good, but it's fun racing.
We'll ask the other trick question of the evening. How do you like the boats?
The boats are great. That was the right answer, right?
That's the right answer.
The boats are phenomenal. The boats are phenomenal.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think you'll find they will. They are. We can have races, real races in 5 knots. I hope we don't have to, but you can. So being Canadian, I don't want to blow smoke up here, whatever, but you have quite a record there, so that's great. We look forward to, you know, I think, as I said, unlike the last couple of years, you know, we don't really have any clear favorites. You know, maybe Morgan because he just won the Worlds, but there are a lot of teams that could win this. What do you have to say to these gentlemen?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, first off, I'm just happy to have you here next to me. You know, make me feel young. You know, I'm 24, so it's good to feel some of this youth energy.
Old age of 22.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I just want to wish you guys big luck in the Governor's Cup. And you know, if you want any advice on the strategy, you know, you can just hit me up, and I'll help you out with the strategy.
If you can have some more like your Elliot tips, would be very grateful on the water. So thank you.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, we can take some numbers out there, and you know, I'll text you everything I can. Yeah.
Marius on Saturday will be on the roving boat commentating. And he is selling, by the way, anyone who wants it, these tiny little microphones that he'll have so he can broadcast directly to you, say, we see a little, you know, it's stronger on the left up here, and they're right. So he'll be selling those, so if anybody's interested. So, okay, y'all, thank you. Sam Scott and Christian Prendergast. Yeah, as Marius just said, this is quite bright up here. Yes, it is. It's like, what if nobody comes up? Well, we put you two together because Sam, you haven't skippered in the Governor's Cup before.
No, I haven't. First time.
Yep, and Christian, the same. You have not.
This is the first time.
So these are two rookies here, so I'm sure they're incredibly nervous. We'll get to that in a minute. Why don't you introduce your crews?
Yes, I'm Sam Scott. Just want to thank the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron for helping us here. Paul Blank for hosting us this week. Awesome host, as you guys know. And also LJ's for being our main sponsor this week. On the team this week.
I'm Hugo and I'm trimming.
I'm Finn and I'm on the main sheet.
I'm Elisa and I'm on bow.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody as well, especially Charles and Maggie for opening their house. It's really pretty. So thanks for having us. Anyway, my name's Christian Prendergast, and besides me, I have...
I'm Peter, and I'm on the main.
I'm Emil. I'm trimming.
So no Bowman.
No Bowman.
Oh, well.
We have the reserve Bowman.
You don't have to put up the pretty sails. That's all right. All right. Well, let's discuss both of you guys. Sam, you've had a really good year. We take I don't know if you know, but there are so many regattas in Australia and New Zealand, youth match racing regattas, that we get pretty good data. And we do a spreadsheet with all your wins and losses and positions, et cetera, and then do it about 3 different ways: on win-loss, on percentage places in the races, et cetera. And we're right in there. Where'd you come from? You sort of appeared on the thing. You have one more year in Governor's Cup, but is it just the program at Royal New Zealand is so good and it just invites you to do it, or?
Yeah, so we all sort of came from a dinghy background, growing up in Auckland and done lots of cool, small, short-handed boats. But yeah, we sort of, after school, we decided all to join the youth training program at the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron, which is an awesome youth development program to grow young match racers. And after a couple years in that, we sort of went, we're actually doing all right at some events. So thought we'll give a few more a crack, and with some success on the sort of New Zealand and Aussie circuit, worked up the world rankings and luckily got an entry this year, which we're stoked about.
That's great. Marius, you've sailed against a lot of Kiwis.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, they've always been strong teams from New Zealand. A lot of them. Who have I been? Yeah, it was Robbie McCutcheon and all kinds of teams. So I was a bit curious. What do you think your team? What's the biggest strength of your team? Do you reckon that you could share with us? Maybe don't say too much to your competitors, but if you want to share something.
Yeah, that we're heavy. No, in all honesty, we've sailed together for a wee bit, and we've learnt really quickly, and we've sort of gained a unique ability to learn boats quickly and sort of figure out what we're doing wrong and improve on that quickly. So hopefully that pays dividends at our first Govs Cup and these light breezes and new boats.
Great. Okay, well, in England, Christian, they'd call you a bit of a dark horse. And that means someone that we really haven't heard of before or whatever, and suddenly on the scene. You have done, it is interesting, the World Sailing has 2 categories of ranking in match racing. They have the open rankings, which are not age limited, and which are a lot of professional sailors, et cetera. And then they have the youth rankings. And a lot of these guys are ranked pretty high in the youth rankings. You haven't been doing any youth regattas.
We've done 0.
Yeah, 0, which is interesting. However, you've done pretty well on the open circuit, and I think you're ranked 11th right now in the world, which is pretty awesome. But what made you decide to come slumming here?
Well, when I found out I had the opportunity to sail with Emil, who annoyingly consistently beats us, and Peter, who I used to team race against and crack the whip against him a little bit, I couldn't turn down the offer.
That's great. Where are you? Are you in school? Finished school?
Is the bartender hiding? I'm still in school.
Well, he's older in school. Don't worry. Where?
Illinois.
Illinois. All right. In Champaign.
Yeah.
All right. Great. No, maybe next year you'll beat Indiana in football. No, probably not. You've been sailing in the open regattas are generally larger boats. How do you find these boats so far, and is it a big change, or is it something you've sailed small keel boats before?
Yeah, these boats are definitely something new. Kind of used to, we just came from Congressional Cup where the boats feel like 20 tons and take forever to go.
Yeah, I
this is
used
much
to
different.
say on the 37s, you say, okay, ready to tack, and the helmsman turns the wheel, and later that same day you tack.
That's correct.
Yeah, they're a bit lead mine-ish. What do you have for these guys, Marius?
To these guys, yeah, well, you do have the advantage also of having Emil in the team, which I coached last year. So you're also one of my coaching prodigies up on stage. So I'll be rooting for you guys as well, and I'll know that if you ever win, it's because I was there and providing greatness to Emil, and if you ever lose, it's because I'm not coaching you as actively this year. So yeah, well, I'll also wish you good luck and hope that you will help me build my coaching resume. So good luck.
He's like a gambler putting something on each number at roulette. He's going to win, but anyway. Well, thank you guys and welcome. This is it's great to have a World Match Racing Tour skipper in this event. I think, as you may have noticed, the competition here is really not much different than the competition elsewhere, as Cole Tapper just proved, winning the Governor's Cup last year and then winning the Congressional Cup this year, which has been accomplished one time before, and that was 50 some odd years ago, and a bunch of us kids were able to do that. But it's awesome.
Who did that, Andy?
Well, Argyle Campbell. I was just the tactician, but he was just the monkey. So anyway, well, all right, guys. Well, good luck out there. Thank you. All right. Well, now we have one of the, as I said, there are a lot of rivalries. This is certainly one of the top ones. We've got Josh Hyde from New Zealand and Morgan Pinkney from the U.S. I'm sorry. Josh Hyde and Ethan Fogg. Sorry. My mistake. My mistake. Yeah, I don't have one for Ethan. Sorry, I didn't print one of the small posters for Ethan. But he's got a big poster, so. Gentlemen, introduce yourself and your crews.
Hey guys, I'm Ethan from the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron. I'd just like to say a huge thanks to Judy Waitman for hosting us this week. She hosted us last year and she was awesome. So yeah, so I'm the skipper and
I'm Lucas and I'm trimming this week.
And I'm Harry and I'm on bow.
Hi everybody. I'd say, first of all, like to say big thanks to the McManusons for hosting us again for a 4th year in a row. It's always a great time being there, and it makes a difference every time. I'm Josh Hyde, and I'll be driving the boat.
I'm Vass, and I'm on jib trim and kite trim.
I'm Oliver, and I'm on the main.
All right. Well, these two were at the top of our rankings. Of course, we were so close with all of the Australian and New Zealand teams, but this is, I don't know if it's a record, but it's close to it to have 3 Royal New Zealand teams in this, but well deserved. I mean, your records speak for themselves. But there was an interesting regatta at the end of you would have to say that Josh would have been, a slight favorite to be the top Royal New Zealand thing based on his last 2 years, which have been fantastic. He's won all sorts of regattas down there and it's been great. But then you had stupidly, they had an elimination series to go to the World Championship, and you didn't win. You did. So how was that, Josh?
Oh, yeah, that was an interesting one. Yeah, I mean, it was a really close event. Ethan and me spent a lot of time training and racing in the months leading up to it, and it ended up coming down to a last one to win the last race of a final series, which came down to end up being a meter. So can't get any closer than that.
No, you can't. That's amazing. A meter, huh? God, I'll bet you it would have been interesting to have heart monitors on all of you. See what, 180 beats a minute, that kind of thing. What, so you might not have been the favorite, but you won. How'd you do that?
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest.
Well, that certainly should help you. That experience should help you here. Yeah, that's
we-
good. I don't know.
we had a good couple of weeks, couple months leading up. We had the Hardy Cup and then Toyota Cup back home, and then we dialed in for youth trials. We really wanted it this year. And we just gave it everything we had, and like Josh said, it came down to a meter, and that's how it goes sometimes.
I think you'll see a number of races like that this week among a lot of the teams. Marius, what do you think about the winners over here of that?
The winners. Yeah.
How was the Worlds?
Oh yeah, the Worlds were definitely tricky. It was new boats, new venue that no one had ever sailed. Well, my team at least had never sailed at before, so it was a cool place to go and a cool place to sail. But I feel like we left a little bit on the water, so we're coming back to prove it here this week.
You want me to speak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're funny. We like that.
Well, yeah, I think, this is a bit off topic, but Josh, he was studying actually in south of Sweden last autumn, and he came over to us, did some match racing events, and it was quite rainy and quite bad weather. So I think in this race, in the final against Ethan, I think he got these flashbacks of how the weather is like up there in Denmark, Sweden, and I think he just wasn't really as sharp as he would have liked. Would you agree with that, Ethan, that he maybe wasn't quite where he was supposed to be in that final race?
Yeah,
No, you remember, he doesn't know. I just drive the boat. But
yeah, I'm just the monkey,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I don't know. It was a really good series. We always have good series with Josh, and it always goes down to the wire, so it can't really, it goes both ways sometimes, and it just happened to fall our way this time.
Well, I think it's a great advantage to have two teams like this to, race against each other all the time. You just get better all the time. In match racing, to me, each match race you do is, as far as experience and learning curve, is actually more important than any single fleet race. You learn so much every time, so that's great. Well, best of luck. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, Morgan Pinkney and Daniel Kemp. Gentlemen. All right, two more Governor's Cup veterans. Morgan Pinkney leads his team, the Newport Harbor Yacht Club team, and is the reigning, just won the Worlds in Denmark, the Youth Match Racing Worlds. So if there's a favorite, it's probably Morgan, but he'll tell you some of the things I'm sure that he told me about how he kept trying to give the thing away. Daniel is living proof that the more match racing you do, the better you get. You didn't have a terrific first two Governor's Cups, and then suddenly you're second in the world. That's awesome. That really is. Congratulations.
Thanks, Andy.
So we have first and second in the Rose Cup here. We have the first and second in the Worlds here. That's pretty exciting. Introduce your crew.
Yeah, g'day everyone. My name's Daniel. We're representing the Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club just north of Sydney, Australia. Like everyone, we just want to say a massive thanks to our host family, the Herz family, Dave and Julie Herz. This is our third year staying with them in their amazing home, and it's so generous of them to keep having us back, so thank you. And yep, I steer, and Louis.
Hi, I'm Louis. I'm on main and kite.
And I'm Charlie, and I do bow.
Louis, you also had a pretty good match racing record. It's just the competition was so tough this year. It blew us away, frankly. That's great. Morgan?
Hi, yeah, I'm Morgan, and first off, I would like to, thank my parents for hosting me for 21 years.
Hi there, I'm Kelly Holtis, and I'm responsible for the main.
I'm Kim Spriggs, and I'll be trimming.
I'm Sabrina Anderson, and I'll be on the bow.
Oh, seems like I've gotten the mic here from Andy, so thank you for that. And I think we should start with some questions for you, Morgan. So, what do you think? You're coming into your 6th Governor's Cup here. You've had some tough competition in the past. I was there, top 10 a few years ago, your first one, I think. And you've had a few since then. So what do you think is your biggest learning from all these years that you'll bring forward to this edition?
Chemistry, I feel like in past years I've had older crew and then they age out, which has been a bummer, but I've sailed with these guys quite a bit, and we've got our time in together, and we did pretty well at Youth Worlds, which is, a collection of many past training experiences and events, and I think we're going to carry that through and see how it goes.
Is this your Worlds crew?
Kelly and Cam and Sabrina stepping in and done some practice days with her.
Great. Excuse me. It is great to have a team from the Royal Prince Alfred. Royal Prince Alfred has had a big part of it. It's north of Sydney, and it's had a big part in this event for years. From Tommy Spithill on. Tommy's been a commentator with us before, and it's a terrific club. I did a 6-meter Ozam challenge down there, and it was really neat. The people are great, and that pit water is just beautiful. It looks very much to me like Sausalito, North Bay in San Francisco, but it's great. So how did you do this? The big, did it suddenly switch on and, hold it, I do know how to do this.
Not really sure how to respond to that one, Andy.
That's the idea.
I think our first 2 Gov Cups were a big learning experience, especially the different boats. We do a lot of regattas down in Australia and New Zealand in the Elliott 7, so you get pretty good in them and then sort of overthink your match racing ability generally when you come to a regatta like this. But you go overseas, you do the Worlds in Denmark, those sorts of regattas, and getting more experience adjusting to boats, I think, is a massive learning curve.
Have you had this crew, have you sailed together as a crew, this group?
These guys have been with
Great.
me for 4 years.
Yeah, that really, I remember talking to Josh when after a really good 2024, he had a couple of regattas where he was getting back up to speed. And I asked him, he says, well, my regular crew aged out. And so you have to rebuild. And I think that's what Morgan was saying. We try to talk about the crews as much as we can, because without them, this just doesn't work. So I think you guys have a big advantage here in sailing with the same people. I should also mention that Morgan just got back from the International 14 skiff class and won the nationals on a trapeze. So I told him I would try to rig all these boats with trapezes for you. He declined that.
Yeah, I don't know. You talk a lot about monkeys with sticks, so I decided to do something else and try crewing out, and I kind of preferred being the baboon with the ballast on the wire.
Well, you guys did great, and those are unbelievable boats. The Australians would be very familiar with a boat of that type. It's it's not an 18-footer, but it's pretty awesome with both sailors on traps and huge sail area and way fun, but very different than this. So you have to sort of get back into the small keelboat mode.
Yeah, the Gov Cup goats are the best boats.
Absolutely, I understand. But yeah, you're 21. You have 1 more year, so that's good to say. All right, that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Andy.
Could I say one last thing, Andy?
We'll wrap it up here.
I'll wrap it
Morris.
up, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I just wanted also to be clear as coach to my guys over there that the reason...
Well, it seems like over there and over there and over there and...
Yeah, it might be a bit unclear who I'm talking about, actually. But I was thinking about Theo there. He's a Swedish guy. He has a trouble with the English language a bit. So I just wanted on his behalf to really thank our hosts, Sally and Keith over there, who was hosting me last year and now hosting Theo and his crew this year and last year. So I just wanted to make sure that they get the gratitude that they deserve.
All right. Well, this pretty much wraps up our show. I should sum up by saying I think as I mentioned earlier, I'm more excited about watching this series than in some time, just because there are so many teams that could win this and at least be in the semis and finals, and that's going to be very exciting. This is probably the closest match team, as you remember, when you were in the top 10. There was sort of an A group and a B group, and that happens a lot in the Governor's Cup. You'll have 4 or 5 sailors that just have more experience, and so can go out against the people that end up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And here you've looked at the competition here. You want to make a prediction?
Well, I think of course my Swedish squad will be up there, but otherwise I think Morgan going into his 6th Governor's Cup. I think he's been close many times. And I think he seems to be coming in with good form from the World Championships. Yep. So I think he'll be one to look out for. But I think any team out there that just really tries to improve all week, we have the double round robin system that you really enjoy. I think that there are possibilities for all teams. And I think that every team should go in thinking that they can win every match and not give up before the start, but really go in there, fight for every meter, and try to make it as exciting as possible for at least me and Andy, even if you don't win.
It's absolutely true. For those of you who aren't familiar, we like the Worlds and a lot of regattas have a single round robin where each boat sails each other, and then they have quarterfinals, and so the top 8 boats sail at 2 on 2, and I've never liked that. This provides you sail against every boat twice, so we have 22 races basically before we go to semifinals. And that does give you we've seen a number of teams that have a bad first day, basically, and come back strong to make the semis. And once you make the semis, then all bets are off. Doesn't matter how you did in the rounds robin. I remember in the Congressional Cup years ago, Ted Turner started off losing in 3 races and won the Congressional Cup. So it's all possible. And I think the slightly less experienced teams, there are no unexperienced teams, but the slightly less ones, I couldn't agree with you more. I think everyone go at it that you're going to win, and if you lose a race, just put it behind you and go after the next one. Thank you very much. This is, I've always called this my second Christmas week, because meeting these young people is a little disturbing because of my advanced age, but is inspiring. When you talk to them, those of you who are hosting them, I think would agree that it sort of revives your faith in a lot of things, that international scene, et cetera, in a time that is somewhat fraught with things that maybe aren't quite as neat. So thank you all. I don't know if this is a record crowd, but it sure is a big one. And thank you all for coming. And I didn't do this yet, and Tom would never forgive me if I didn't. This is being broadcast worldwide because of Tom Eamon. He has a really good following, a large following worldwide. We will be doing 10 shows, I believe, Tom. We start doing morning shows on Wednesday morning. So we do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning shows at 9 a.m. Then we do a press conference Friday night and another one on Saturday, and then go into the prize giving, and we televise all that. So if you have to stay home, you'll be able to watch Friday and Saturday. We encourage all of you sailors to tell your yacht clubs, remind them of that, because they may well want to tune in and watch how you do. So thank you very much, and welcome to the Governor's Cup, and let's go do some racing. Thank you.